It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Washington Commanders and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it's coming up next.
Where the Gator Bowl once stood, now stands this facility. Everbank Field as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Jacksonville, Florida. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Cam Little out for the opening kick. And we're off from Jacksonville. Return starts at the 9. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jayden Daniels.
Jayden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jayden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. And man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Tackled there by Jordan Lewis. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Now Daniels off the play action. Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the gun, it's Robinson. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on first down. From the gun, it's Daniels. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Daniels on first down. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Jaguars take over after forcing the first turnover of this ball game. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out. Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
He's got his man. It's the rookie out of Colorado. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Here's Etienne on first down. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second down now, 7 to go. They go right back to Etienne. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
3rd down, Lawrence to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Offense off to a good start, Brock. Here's a 1st and 10 inside of enemy territory. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
He sends this one to the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Lawrence working from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. That one gains 7. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Connection made. Travis Etienne. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
From the gun, ETN gets it. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Lawrence now off the play action. That pass caught by Strange. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. Third and 4 coming up now. From the shotgun, Lawrence. This throw is cupped. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to first and goal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's first and goal. They'll run. ETN has the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Cam Little to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. His return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Back out run the Commanders for their second drive of the game. And they got off on the wrong foot here with that opening drive interception that led to points the other way.
Yeah, and what this defense has shown is they are going to capitalize on your mistakes, and not just a little, but by a lot. So from here on out, you better play some mistake-free football because this defense is hunting for more.
Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Play fake here. Daniels. He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Has him on the quick hitter. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Commanders will have a first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First carry now for Austin Eckler. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They're advancing it well as they face second down. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he gets him around 6 there. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. That's going to be a gain of 6, and they need only inches now here on third down.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Third and short, Daniels. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
Up and good from Fairbairn. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Has this at the 6. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Jaguars send running back Travis Etienne trotting back out to the field. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throwing the out route complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Up the middle they go with Bigsby. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with 3rd down and 5.
I know we all love the big home run plays, the highlight reel plays, but as an offense, these are just the stay on schedule kind of plays. But I love the commitment to this run game. Keep working that body, keep working that body, keep working that body, and eventually you could take the will away from your opponent.
And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. And call doesn't work out. Can't make the connection. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll step up, and there he goes. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Stopped by Foye Oluoku.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. An option give to Robinson. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. Ertz reels it in. And they make the tackle at the 38. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. That's brought in by Luke McCaffrey. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Robinson on the inside give. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
And it's a nickel set from the Jags on this 3rd down. A toss now to Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. He cashed his 1st attempt, his 2nd now from 45. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Things trim back down to a single-point Brock as they send this off and away. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. They're coming off a 4th down try that didn't work in their favor. Let's see how that might affect the approach they take this time out. First and 10 now from the 30. Lawrence looking to throw. Hauled in left side. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when, just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
2nd and 3 now. Now Lawrence on the play fake. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll try it left with Etienne. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Not sure if it was a missed assignment on the line, a dominant play on his part, or maybe a little bit of both, Kate, but look at those dudes down there defensively. Man, they are fired up after that stick behind the line.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Off the play fake, he's gonna throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And he has them a first down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. Now it's Lawrence. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Terrific zone coverage. Wallpaper sideline to sideline. QB's got 2 options. Wait for a hole to open or tuck it to run. He chose the former, but the pass rush showed up before any throwing lane did.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. Another try following the sack. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Now Lawrence. He's got it near the 8. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives him 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
The Jaguars are going to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Lawrence to throw it. Setting up the running back screen. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Jaguars grow their lead just before halftime. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line, the concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars grow their lead to 8. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Commanders head out now late in the first half. They don't have much time left, but facing a small deficit, they could try to get this into field goal range. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. On first down, here's Daniels. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Daniels on first down. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They're set up at the 35 now. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He gets this one to McLaurin. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Final timeout taken by the Commanders. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Again, Daniels to the air. Nabs along that sideline, Samuel. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rip?
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. That's Jordan Lewis. 40. Hits the 20. And he's going to go. It's a pick six. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars lead by 15 now. Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. One last play before the break. Daniels coming back after that pick. He throws a bullet down the left sideline. He's got it! Oh, what body control to stay in and get the 2 feet down. So we're halfway through this contest from Jacksonville. The hometown Jaguars out in front. Now we'll keep it in the state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the halftime report. The Jags were treated to a strong first half from their franchise quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's Parker Washington with the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Jaguars back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And he's bundled up quick. This just crosses the 25 to about the 27. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
2nd and 8. Got a man, it's Thomas. He's got a gain of 6 there. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. And for the Commanders, a 5th defensive back out there. They're going nickel on 3rd down. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
ETN gets it on the draw. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
As a play caller, Kate, I would always be a little cautious of a 1st down draw. I like it better when that defense is anticipating pass. Well, they were only anticipating getting the backfield and making that running back feel the pain.
On 2nd down, it's ETN. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Hauled down that time by Jonathan Jones. Only 2 yards on the run, and they're left with 3rd and 11. Lawrence working from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. but that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Lawrence now off the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commanders territory.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. He's contained at the line for no gain. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Commanders with an extra DB out there to defend this 3rd down. Out of the gun, Lawrence. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That's why these coaches get paid, Kate, what they get paid. You got to make adjustments. That's a different look at defense than the one we saw in the 1st half. And you got to keep fighting, keep scratching, keep clawing, because that effort is going to be key here the rest of the way.
On 4th down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. And that's going to pin them as deep as it can go. They're going to be set up inside their own 5-yard line. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Play fake here, Daniels. He'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And they bring him down here at about the 13-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out in 3rd and short.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. From the gun, it's Daniels. He'll get this one to Brown. And he's going to reach his own 20 before stepping out. Pick up a 5 on that play. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
1st and 10, a run to Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
2nd and 3. Has a man, it's Brown. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Option headed to the left on first down. Crosses the 35, still got more room. And he gets this all the way to the 31-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable game when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
This is hauled in by McLaurin. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Commanders will have a first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
On first down, here's Eckler. And they make the stop, but a lot closer to the end zone now. He got it to the 11. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Takes off right out of the read option. Jukes out a one-stop. And he's brought down after a solid gain on what's going to be the final play of the quarter. Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless third quarter for us. It's Commanders football, and they'll get to work, coming into the quarter trailing. Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Here's Robinson. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Once more, it's Robinson. And he's got them down to the doorstep inside the 5. A good 5 yards on the run. Now they're going to have 3rd and goal at the 4.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Daniels, 3rd and goal. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Talk about coming up clutch with that contact on 3rd and goal, partner. And now a decision for this offense to make on 4th down.
We know how hard it can be defensively in these goal-to-go situations. We know that you have got to be on point, every attention to detail. That's a job well done by that defense.
And he will score. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders can make it a 1-score game as they trim the lead. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
Now a point after to bring it back within 1 score. The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th. All right, make that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. He fields it from the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Throwing the out route complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
1 play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Escapes the pocket. He's stepping up and takes off with this one.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 37. They did it! He made the interception! Picked off, that's Bobby Wagner! And the Commanders have some new life in the 4th! Well, Brock, they could have gone run to set up 3rd and short, or they could air it out and try for more. They picked the latter, and the coverage was ready for it.
Sure was, Kate, and this is why I play in this position. You've got to have a short memory. You must flush it. I love the decision to be aggressive. I always fall on that side of the coin, but when you throw a pick in that situation, such a manageable 2nd down, well, you got to learn from it, move on, and certainly flush it away.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That's an incredible sack, Kate, from them. It does more than just back them up a mile on 2nd down. There's an immediate sense of desperation that comes from an offense. You can just feel it as a quarterback in the huddle. When you take a sack like that, now they got to dig themselves out of this hole.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Wow, wide open here, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
You know, Kate, we often talk about front. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the ball on the midfield stripe now after that big play. It's 1st and 10. Daniels back to throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
And now the Commanders face a very important two-point attempt. He's throwing for it! And he's taken down! The defense this is so tough, Brock. You understand what he was trying to do, make something happen, ended up outside the pocket, but even some added creativity can't yield 2 points here.
When you get down here on these two-point conversions, the real estate just gets gobbled up in a hurry. Not only for the QB, but the receivers as well. Only so much time to try to make something work before that defender said, "Not in my house."
We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Starting from the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And there's a sign of life from the ground game. He's forward with a nice pickup. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
A give right side, here's Bigsby. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Here's a give to ETN. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. ETN again. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Sometimes the surprises work out for a nice game. And sometimes, well, those surprises, they don't surprise anybody, and you're left hoping your running back just gets up.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Now Lawrence. That one's cut along the left sideline. He makes it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars push this to an 8-point game. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Point after upcoming, this for a 2-score lead to potentially clinch the win. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars push the lead to 2 scores now. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return starts at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Commanders, ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He's got some... Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This is one of those cases, Kate, where basketball and football blend together. You know, great zone defenses in basketball. You think about them through the years. They trust one another. They know where they are as defenders on that court. Same thing in coverage. When you trust one another, when you communicate, good things happen. Just like that, you suffocate a pocket because there's nowhere for the quarterback to go.
And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. It's the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Commanders losing by 9. So now here's 3rd and 5. Daniels. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And they get to him and haul him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. And as that defense comes off the field clean, making this stop, Brock, they've got to feel that they're just moments away from this victory.
Yeah, the odds would tell you that. Certainly a 2-possession lead this late ought to do it, but crazy things happen in this league every week. So don't go taking that jersey off until your offense hopefully runs out the clock.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, ETN gets it. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. The Commanders take a timeout, their first, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. They go right back to ETN. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. Running it here with ETN. And he's in for the touchdown. The Jaguars could lock away the win as they make it a 15-point game. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Jags offense hasn't left since the touchdown. They're going for 2 here. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And this is caught, so add a couple more to this lead they've got here in the 4th.
I always say about the NFL game, it's a game of matchups. And that time they get the matchup they want, and they go right to it. It's a risky call throwing it for 2, but that risk pays off.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Here's a return from the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And the open lanes, the beautiful windows that he no doubt dreamt about before this game, Brock, well, they just haven't been there. It's almost like the defense challenged itself between the pass rush and the secondary. Who could make more big plays here?
Yeah, you're talking about the difference between the practice field and then the reality of this game. Sacks, interceptions. And while we won't be the final judge on which area this defense has been the biggest winner, we do know who the loser's been, the quarterback, who's had to deal with an excellent defensive showing.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. To throw, Daniels. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 16 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page. Timing is everything in life. And timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Daniels now. This ball's cut by McCaffrey. Give him 24 on that play. And the Commanders will have a first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st down, ball at the 36. Again, Daniels to the air. He'll get this to Samuel. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Offense hurrying to the line with the clock running. From the 33 on 2nd down. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he drives it down to the 8 before going out. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And that is caught. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders get it back to within 2 possessions. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders cut the lead down to 10. Well, time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And the Jaguars recover the onside kick. That should all but clinch this victory for them.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
Out now runs the Jaguars offense. And even after giving up the late touchdown, Brock, still a two-score game, so you should expect them to be in that victory formation in just a few moments.
You should, but, you know, I just picture Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, the greats in this game, right, over the last few decades. You know, they grinded down every second, never took anything for granted. You got to finish it all the way down to double zeros.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. The Jaguars kneeling out the rest of this victory. Final timeout taken by the Commanders. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Lining up to take a knee on second down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Setting up for the kneel down on third. So the Jaguars come away with the win in this one. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner, Brock Heward, and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jaguars as we bid farewell from Jacksonville.